What's up, everybody? So today we have some news that broke yesterday, and I'm going to give my 2 cents on this. But I did find this interesting article on Forbes, and if you're clicking on this video, chances are you have already heard the news. So we're going to kind of go through this, and I'll give you my take at the end. But if you haven't heard, we have a new casting decision here. Now, it's not 100% confirmed, but along with John Lithgow, we now have, I believe it's Paapa Essiedu, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. I absolutely know nothing about this actor. So as far as his acting skills and everything, he may do a great job. But obviously, there is some controversy because we have Professor Snape, obviously, is a white man with long dark hair. And here we go, because we are now casting a black man in place of him. And, obviously, fans are going crazy. A lot of people don't like the decision. Again, I'm all about diversity, right? So let me just start this video off by saying this. Would you want the Black Panther to be recast as a white man? That's the kind of thing that we're dealing with here. Why are we just not making new stories with diversity included already? Why do we have to continuously go into these major franchises and change things like this? This happened too when the play came out, and it was known that they had recast Hermione in The Cursed Child as a black woman, and that was also met with some reluctance, and over time I think it's been less and less. But again, that is a Broadway play where your Potterheads basically are going to go see it. Your play junkies will go see it. And I think, again, over time, it is what it is. But I think this is just a little bit different, just for the fact that this is on HBO, this is Warner Brothers, and just from what is going on in this world, this is going on like 5 or 6 years now. It seems that all this kind of stuff has been happening, and again, bring diversity in, but why are we just not creating new stories? That is the biggest problem I have with all of this. Is why are we just not creating new things? Is there nobody out there who has any type of creative mind anymore in Hollywood that we have to not only be rebooting everything, but then we have to change it? And I think that's the biggest problem. But we're going to go through the article, and then I'll give you my quick take at the very, very end. So again, I do apologize if I am saying his name wrong. But again, Paapa Essiedu as Snape sets off 5 different controversies for Harry Potter. So we're going to kind of go through it. The HBO Harry Potter series is starting to pull its cast together, starting with the adults. And after John Lithgow was confirmed to be playing Dumbledore in what he says is likely the final stage of his career. Now, listen, huge fan here of John Lithgow. Loved him in his cameo a season in Dexter. Loved his cameos at How I Met Your Mother. He has been in a ton of different projects, but it's weird because I just don't see how his voice. I mean, again, he's a great actor, so he probably will have to change that in some way. I just don't see that voice matching Dumbledore at all. So even that was a little bit strange for me when I heard that report. But again, knowing who John Lithgow is and knowing the range that he has, and he has played, every role you can imagine. We'll see how that plays out. But even that one was a little strange for me. So he will be playing Professor Snape, a role previously occupied by the late, and I'm adding the great, Alan Rickman. The casting has set off a long string of controversies from many different sides of Harry Potter fandom, or even outside of that, for multiple reasons. On social media, the reactions range from the following. So here we go. Buckle in. Severus Snape is supposed to be far from traditionally attractive. And Essiedu, star of Gangs of London and I May Destroy You, is certainly conventionally attractive. It almost feels like they forced him to wear loads of makeup or even prosthetics to fit this role, which seems somewhat baffling. In addition to his looks, Severus Snape is also described as the following in the Harry Potter books when he's first introduced. Snape is described as a thin man with sallow skin, a large hooked nose, and yellow, uneven teeth. He has shoulder length, greasy black hair, which frames his face, and cold black eyes. So Essiedu is certainly a departure from that for multiple reasons, including his race. While being black or white may not be inherent to Snape's character, Potter fans note that this will set up situations like James Potter bullying a young black kid in the 70s, which are certainly not good optics and totally change the dynamics of the James Lily Snape storyline. And that's actually a really good point, and I really didn't even think about that. I mean, that actually is a really good point. This is, of course, also leading to cultural war issues. Potter fans or even non-Potter fans that just want to latch on to this are very much using this as another example of DEI, the latest country spamming buzzword that in this case involves race swapping the character, a practice often bemoaned by the group in Hollywood. And while there are some progressives happy with the attempt at diversity, something the original stories lacked, others have noted this feels more like a corporation trying to placate more liberal fans who are upset with J.K. Rowling's now long history speaking against transgender issues. Outside of this casting, the relationship with the series has had a huge dynamic change since the original books and movies. This casting feels like a no-win for Warner Brothers. His appearance, as of now, is not close to book accurate. Many conservatives will lament the change of the character's race. Many progressives already have given up on Harry Potter fandom based on Rowling, and this won't change their minds. But is this all enough to push away the mainstream audiences? While this remains to be seen, ultimately, I believe no, it won't. And he finishes up the article saying there's no doubt going to be more casting controversies to follow. And like I said at the beginning of this video, it seems likely that Hermione will also be black. And that time, the focus will be on a child actor. It's going to be a long 10 years. So I don't know. When this was first announced, I was pretty excited for it. I mean, I thought it would be great. You're gonna bring more into the lore, more into the world. We probably would see more characters that were never made the movies. This is not a great way to start this. I think some people were already hesitant, anyways. Not that the Harry Potter movies were perfect. I just know that a lot of people enjoyed them, and those people who did read the books, and I never read the books, but I've seen the movies several times, and I have breakdowns of every single movie on this channel. Maybe the casting doesn't absolutely drive me crazy. If I was more into Harry Potter, again, I am a fan, and I don't think it's the right thing to do, but I completely understand why people are upset with this. This is for me like, what if they rebooted Star Wars and made Luke Skywalker a black guy or someone who's Japanese or whatever? I would be pretty upset probably. But again, I would also be upset if they recast Lando as a white guy or something like that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, keep it to what we have. Again, if you're talking about Broadway play, it's cool. Like, it was a little bit irritating when I saw it because I didn't really know going in. But I mean, that she did such a good job, and in the long run, that to me didn't matter as much, just because this is a continuation of the story, and those characters aren't main characters. Snape is a pretty main character. So I don't know, guys, how I feel about this. I mean, I guess I guess I'm not really a fan of it either. You know, and I just wish, I really just wish that we could come up with new stories and include everybody. And I just think that when you recast these characters that are so beloved by fans, it just this, what do you think is going to happen? Guys, let me know down in the comments. What do you think about all this? Are you out now on this series? Are you going to give it a chance? And, again, I think it's important to also state that this is not 100% confirmed. Although, a lot of these different websites are running with this story. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to keep those heads on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.